Half hour? Excellent. Let's start right away. Siman Reish Mem He in Mishnah Berura. This is very important for you because when you have a ship, you are Shutav Yehudi and you have a Shutav Goy, there is a certain halachot you should know, so this is very appropriate. Nachon? Yisrael ve'eno Yehudi Shutafin Ech yitnagu b'Shabbat. Okay, fine. Yisrael ve'eno Yehudi שיש להם שדה או תנור או מרחץ, מרחץ is a shower, like a bathhouse, right? Or a chaim shomayim, or a water place where you pour water, right? Meshutafut, they have it together, so it means you're equal partners. Or shem shutafin b'chanut b'schora. Now this is a tricky one. He doesn't say b'chanut b'schora. What does that mean? It could be that we have the store together. It could be that I have the store or somebody else has the store, but we have both material together. You understand? So merchandise. So lav dafke that they have to have one store. It could be that you just have merchandise together, which is today very popular thing. אם התנו מתחילה בשעה שבאו להשתתף, שהיה סחר השבת לאינו יהודי לבדו. Now next. אם התנו מתחילה, if they made up from the beginning, בשעה שבאו להשתתף, and they made the shutfus, שהיה all שכר השבת, all the profits of Shabbat, לאינו יהודי לבדו. They would only be to the לא יהודי. Imad v'hem habe, right? If it is a lot and the other one is a little, let's say, I give you a quick story. A friend of mine had a store in Curacao, and before he became Shomer Shabbat, he told me always, Rabbi, what should I do? Shabbat makes the same amount of money as the whole week, right? So then, right, so that's not fair. Okay. Uscha yom echad keneged yom haShabbat b'Yisrael levado. So it should be that the schar of Yom Shabbat should be equal to 1 day of the Yehudi by itself. Mutar. Then it is allowed. V'im lo hidnu b'tchila. They should make v'im lo hidnu, but if they didn't make up at the beginning, k'shiyavo lechalek. When you're going to make up to separate the money, notel einu Yehudi schar ha-Shabbatot kulam v'shar cholkim oto. Then everything from Shabbat goes to the goy, and the rest they split equal. Okay, so right. So if you make up beforehand, then you can be a little bit more liberal, right? I don't know, let's say this way. I have Leroy here, and Leroy and I are opening an ice cream store. L'maaseh, we don't know what is the big day. Maybe it's Tuesday, maybe it's Wednesday, maybe it's Shabbat. So then you are a little bit more at liberty to say, you know what? The Shabbat is equal to 1 day, right? So we throw everything in one big pot, and 1 day, now I understand, and 1 day is going to be only for you, Mr. Leroy. Right? You understand or you don't understand? And the other 6 days, we split equal. But if we didn't make that up, then we have a problem, right? When it comes to separating, or to dividing, Notel ene Yehudi schara Shabbatot. Kulam. Says the Mishnah Berura, says the Yosef Karo from the Sfardim, says a chidush that he takes all. So if you make, let's say in your case, let's say you have a partner who is floating the boat in Shabbat, and the rest of the week you each have a boat to float it, and you put all the money together, so you can say, listen, whatever your partner's name is, Alfonso, you get one extra day. So we take all the money together. Let's say $100 a day, so it's $1,400, right, for two people. Beautiful. Alfonso gets one extra day, so you get 700. He gets 700, but then he takes from your 701 for Shabbat. You understand? Then it's fine. But if you don't, then whatever was made on Shabbat automatically goes to him. So if you make 500 on Shabbat and really every day you make only 50, well, that is not too bad for you, right? Okay, it's pity, so you have to make a good appointment. Now, Bahashar Cholkimoto, but the rest, so he says, again, I'll go back. Ve'im lo hitnu mitchila kishiyavo lechalek, if they didn't make an appointment beforehand, kishiyavo lechalek, if they come to separate the money, no te'enu yudi schar hashabbatot. The guy gets all the money from Shabbos, regardless, if it's how many, days, how much money was made the rest of the time. The hashar, the rest, cholkim also. So again, if 500 on Shabbat, $50 every other day, that means that you made $800 for the week. Unfortunately, in that case, he gets 500. And the 300, you get half, he gets half. Right? So he walks with 650, you walk with 150. If you make beforehand the appointment, then he gets, then you have 800. So you deal that by, let's make 700 easier. He gets 100 for Shabbat, you get nothing for Shabbat. So 600 left. So you get 300, he gets 400. Yes? Good. Next. But if we don't know how much was taken on Shabbat, in the case you have a business that people just walk in and, let's say, tips, they throw it in a big bucket, right? Or you have a ride on the fair, the Ferris wheel, you throw the money in the bucket, you give the guy a ticket, okay? Yotel ha'eni yehudi levado shvi'it, right? So then what we do is we take the whole amount. The whole amount is 700, let's say. So he takes a seven. No, not yet. He takes the seventh first. Right? He gets us, הוא מקבל 100. מה נשאר? 600. וה-600 חולקים בשניים. Okay, next. הגה. No. You're always losing, right? Well, lav dafke, because you're not working on Shabbat. So, and the question is, Halavaya could say the same. Amen on that one, but you know what? Yes. Right. Yeah. If successful people, right? And you have, right? They're sitting at home, right? Right? They never work. Right. Right. So the question is, if both people really don't work, they have goyim who work, they have people who work in the store. So the Eno Yehudi doesn't work. The Yehudi doesn't work on Shabbat. So why would he get more? Because he gets more because you are not supposed to derive any benefit from any of your systems on Shabbat. And we'll see later, for example, in your case, there's a big question. If people know that you own a certain boat This boat is Yaniv's boat, big size. Yaniv's boat, right? Yeah. So the point is not the physical work. Everybody knows this is Yaniv's boat, and Yaniv only travels, is the only captain on this boat. Right. So you say why should the guy get the extra day? Because Lamaase, I understand. Right, there you go. And now I give you a nice story from the rabbi, from the, what's his name? Right, right. He gets a seventh, the balance is separated. Yeah, right. You will not derive a penny from what's made on Shabbat. Correct. I give you a Baba Sali story. You know Baba Sali? Abba Chatzera. So one day, a Frenchman comes from France with a suitcase with $3 million. He comes to Baba Sali, bends down, kisses his hand. Baba Sali gives him beautiful brachas. Thank you for coming, thank you for going, blah, blah, blah. It's so wonderful to see you. Says the man, well, Baba, listen, I didn't come just empty-handed. Here's a suitcase with $3 million. I want to torem et l'aniim. You should give it out to the aniim. Said Baba Sali, thank you for coming, thank you for going. Hashem yivarech otcha, but I cannot take your money. Says the guy, why not? Says Baba Sali, I feel that this money is money which is derived on Shabbat. You did not make a good separation for your money Shabbat. I cannot take it. So the guy is very upset. Says nicely, thank you, leaves, blah, 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 good day. He goes to somebody else. He says, you know what, I came from France with $3 million lechalek to the Aniyim here in Beersheba. And Baba Sali is very nice, gives me brachas, but then throws me out with my $3 million. Taseh li tova. Techalek et hakesef, make the money in separate bundles, and bring in 100,000 here, 100,000 there for the next few days. And this guy's a guy who's a more known, Baal Tzedakah, who comes to give Tzedakah to Baba Sali, and every time he comes with a buchta, with a stack of the bills from this guy, Baba Sali says, thank you so much for coming, thank you so much for coming, but this money you can take back with you. So, what are we telling you? That A, Baba Sali has Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, fine, wonderful, very nice. But B, how chamur it is to derive benefit from Shabbat. Right. Right? Well, that if you decide, only, no, says the Mishnah Berura, Rabbi Yosef Karo says, only you can do this, lechatchila, if you never open the business. If you start a new business, and you be'emet, don't have a clue, you know hasaga, how much money is going to come in, then you can say, Yankel Goy, you get 1/7 extra than me, and you run the business on Shabbat. Yes. We're not born yesterday. We're not Edmol. You are right. 100%. 100%. You have a restaurant in the stock market area? Yes. You don't be there on Shabbat. Nobody there. Right. So right. Yes.
Nobody goes to the beach. They all go to work. You might have some tourists walking around, but what you make on Shabbat and Sunday is going to be what you make on 3 weeks.
Right. So I would have to agree with you. I know where you're going with this. You say Lefi derech hateva. Lefi derech hateva, Shabbat is going to be multiple times of days business. Let's say on the beach in South Beach. Let's say. Then there is the rest of the week. Right? That's what you're saying to me.
Correct.
Now, I would if I wouldn't have. I have a problem with this. I tell you why. Lemaaseh, if a story would not have happened to me 30 years ago, I would have agreed with you. But unfortunately, or fortunately, this story happened. I'm going to share the story with you. I was sort of the rabbi in Curacao, like a spiritual leader, whatever. And there was one man who I had a little bit hashpa'ah on, who I had influence on. Everybody else was really, whatever, they were where they are, and that's it. But this guy was looking. And he was the only guy who had no money in town. You hear me? Lo haya lo kesef. This guy, his business was selling rope, wire, needles, and buttons. Now, as you can imagine, they're low business gadol. We are not talking about diamonds here. We're talking about little buttons, little string, little this, little that. But the guy was so that he really wanted to be Shomer Shabbat, that really he said to me, he says, Rabbi, Shabbat is 6 times I make more than every day. So every day I make 100, on Shabbat I make 600. How can I close on Shabbat? A question like that, if you don't have money, is a very hard question. So who do you ask? You ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You ask Hashem. I said, you know what, I'll give you an answer tomorrow. And the next day I came to him, I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. Now, he didn't know that I had no money, but that's not important here. I was in law school, I was a rabbi, 21 years old, forget about it. Chabad al Zman, right? So I said to him, listen, this is what we'll do. You keep track, mikan, the whole week, Monday to Friday, kama taseh. Right? You're telling me on Shabbat, sorry, I'm killing it. He told me every day, let's say he was making 100. He knew exactly how much he made on every day, and he knew how much he made on Shabbat. I say, you keep track every day, Monday through Friday, how much you make. After 4 weeks, and you close on Shabbat for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, if you are chaser, if you are short money, I personally will give you that money. אתה שומע? ניסים ונפלאות. The guy made so much money. When he started closing at a sign, closed for religious reasons on Saturday. He made so much money that the second week he says, Rabbi, al taseh li tovot. The deal is off. I said, what are you talking about? He says, I don't want your money. The bracha which I got is so strong, I make every day, but I used to make only on Shabbat. And that will answer your question. If this would not have happened to me, I would have agreed with you. I would say, are you kidding me?
I have a different story for you.
Okay.
Okay, and again, let me give you a little bit of history before I give you the story. Okay?
Okay.
I grew up in a house, Shomer Shabbat. I was, after my bar mitzvah on Mincha, every Shabbat I would read Mincha Torah. I would read on
Baal Koreh, yeah.
Baal Koreh every Shabbat. I a lot of times during the week, if I was there in shul, if I wasn't in school, I would, I would be up in the mornings on Monday to Thursday. Work, you see, kippah, not tzaddik at all, but shomer. Shomer Shabbat, I've never worked on Shabbat.
Very
I
nice.
personally did not. Now, when I got married, חזרתי בשאלה.
Yeah, I got you.
I wasn't Shomer Shabbat, but I didn't work. It didn't matter how much money they offered me. It didn't make a difference. I never worked on Shabbat.
Baruch
My
Hashem.
employees, I worked in construction in New York. When I lived in New York, I was a builder.
Right.
My workers would have projects, they would do their work, and they know if they want to work on Shabbat, you work on Shabbat. It's your business. I pay you, private job.
Right.
I pay you to paint the house. If you work on Shabbat, if you work on Sunday, or you don't, to me it doesn't make a difference.
La halakha, you're most probably fine. You most probably had no problem there. Go ahead.
Absolutely no problem. Absolutely no problem. And they knew, do not call Yaniv on Shabbat because he will not answer the phone.
Right.
So, but I did drive, and I did go with the family. We went to the beach, we went on vacation, we did whatever we did. Okay? But I refused. I had a project that they said, listen, we will pay you. It doesn't make a difference. For numbers, it was $1 million project. But the thing was, we needed to work. It was in Manhattan. It was the building. They were closing the building, and we needed to work on Shabbatot. It was Saturday, Sunday. We needed to work 24 hours a day for 2 days. 2 days a week. That's the only days we were allowed to work because the businesses were open.
Right, they didn't want to see you in the rest of the week. Yeah, I understand.
We cannot work because the building was being used.
No, I understand that.
The job was Shabbat, Sunday. And what I said was, I cannot do it. This job is not for me. It doesn't make a difference if I make $1 million, $2 million, or $7 million. I do not work on Shabbat.
כל הכבוד לך.
Okay. All of that. I refuse. עכשיו, I came to Florida. 1 second, please.
Yeah.
I came to Florida, I was retired. At the age of 30, I was retired.
Baruch Hashem.
I had a house, I had a boat. I would sit on my boat every day, play around with the stock market a little bit. I had properties in New York that my brother was managing for me. I would go once a month to collect rent, collect whatever I needed to collect. But I was retired. Okay? The stock market dropped, as you know, stock market fell.
Crashed, yeah.
Real estate market fell. Everything fell. My life fell apart. From lots of luxury to I went to buy my wife a car because she had no car. My car got repossessed, and I bought her a car for $500. I gave the guy $50, and it took me 2 weeks to pay off $500 because I had nothing. Mamash, zero.
Okay.
And it came to a point where, what to do now? What am I supposed to do? My boat actually turned into my business because I met, while we were on vacation, we went on vacation for 5 weeks, summer vacation with the kids. We took the kids and we went to, from island to island. On the boat, we lived on the boat for 5 weeks and we went from island to island in the Caribbean.
Nice.
And I got to one island and I went, we were there for 5 or 6 days and I met some gentlemen that told me about renting the boat, chartering boats. And at the time I said, this guy is up. Why would I rent my boat? This is my pleasure. This is what I do with my kids every weekend. They come from school and we go away for the weekend. Why would I rent it? Why would I think of doing anything like that?
Right.
I get to the point where I can't live. That's it. I can't afford the boat. I can't afford the house. I don't have a car. I don't have anything. So my pleasure, my boat turned into the business because I learned from this guy and I actually called him and got into this business. I started renting my boat. My pleasure turned into my business.
Right.
So it came to it, when it started, it didn't really make a difference to me. Whatever they did, they did. I had people managing the boat. They ran the boat, they drove the boat, they cleaned the boat, they fixed the boat, they did everything. And I made a couple of dollars. I was able to pay the boat, pay the maintenance and the expenses of the boat, and I had a couple of dollars for myself. as the business was progressing, I realized that, listen, if I do this myself, I don't need to make, basically what I was making is about 15 to 20%.